a beautiful ether. So, still working on filling up a table, moving slowly, but that's okay. Let's see. Wish I could play music. I could put this in the comments. Sharing something new. Listening to music at the same time. I'll get you fit. I really do. You can do. Okay, so maybe I won't be able to concentrate. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. A little tired, but you know. Thanks. Got some pieces of 3D printed charms and stuff that I was going to start incorporating in with the copper chains. I printed all this on Snapbo's Fireforge, and really, I really like how the symbols come out. And because usually if I want to make a symbol, like here's the moon for example, I would just use wire and solder it into place. Okay, oops. Did it like this. Same method. Using thick copper wire and soldering it into place. And after a steel wool brush is ran over it, it shines right up. But really I like using these as frames to work from. And this actually started as a frame, but then I decided to just solder in these 2 bars in the center of it, and it's a perfect belt buckle. So, do I have anything I can show? I just need a ribbon. Well, I don't know where ribbon is. I do, but it's like all the way back there. But you would put the ribbon through here and then back through, and all these 2 bars hold it in place, and it's covered by the ribbon, so it's just a really nice symbol. And then got some quaternary knots. And the filament used in these is called blue titanium, and it looks fantastic with copper. And when I make the resin pieces, I actually try to go for that naturally. I really like a kind of glimmery dark blue, like a midnight sky. So this is just a resin onk that I made. I put charms in it. But I can make these plain, I can make it with plant materials. And see the back? Let me show you a larger piece so you could see. My fingers are still stained from mulberries. I got like a good, probably 2 more weeks tops of stained hands. Printed out these huge rosary things, but for some reason the design of Mary on the inside just was not working. And as you can see, the back, quite a mess, but still useful, still usable too. And this is probably my favorite. I just mixed some white, what is it called? Mica. Ooh. Probably shouldn't have a drink on the edge of the desk. I just put some white mica in the reservoir where the eye was, and I think it made it look really cool. And this pressed into something like clay or geez, just about anything, I think it would look really nice. Let's see. And I think I'm just gonna mess with some. I got a little Stargate. So So I wanted to print another one because if you have 2 rings, you could use this for scarves and all kinds of things. There's a lot you could do with 1 ring, especially like sarong tying. And I just think it'd be so neat with a little Stargate. So I'm trying to get these rhinestones used a lot in Indian jewelry, and they're these smooth rhinestones. I keep seeing them referenced as pokey rhinestones. Hold on. Pokey diamonds? No. Because those are real. Pokey diamonds are my favorite. Natural diamonds. So I really like bridal jewelry worldwide. Okay, so smooth rhinestones. It's my very old phone. Can't find what the rhinestones are called, but they're smooth. They're not fast-setted or anything like that. And I thought that would be cool for the Stargate. Yeah, I want to make some like fine jewelry, some Stargate fine jewelry. This is pretty cool. It's a giant bead. It's just printed from Thingiverse. All this stuff is from Thingiverse. So it's all really easy to print. These are pretty cool too. I wanted to know more information on these. Someone made a symbol and put it up, and I couldn't find much information on it, what it was based off of, but very cool. I really love this one. That's probably one of my favorite things I've ever printed. It just feels unique and really interesting. That little little top. I like it too. Which would go excellent with this Uzi here. Not Uzi, Jesus, AR something. Okay. Clickers. I like to make something for everyone. I also have these. I just printed them out and put some earring wires on them. And somebody's design from Thingiverse. I want to figure out what to do with them. And there's other just fine as is. And but a lot of this I printed for copper. This I tried to enamel in a way with resin. I was trying to see if I could do anything to add colors. Resin goes really, really well with this stuff. A few things. Like, I was able to print a capuchin. Why does it do this? Okay. I just put a tarot card. Don't know if you can really see that. And there's one more thing. Yeah, I have all these really old magazines that I've kept, and I'm talking like 1930s to 60s, and I have a bunch of later ones, but some of the really, really old ones, absolutely, like the pages shatter if you touch them. So the little scraps I've been putting into resin charms. So you got this clock that is also like a cast iron pot. I don't know if you could really see. My hands are very stained right now. That's okay. Yesterday, really, was stoked to swim because the ocean is quite far. I grew up on the coast, but here it's quite far. And, it's very cold and very windy. And, today is also stormy, so I was gonna go swimming today with Napa, but to avoid the sand, brought back a ton of shells and found a really nice cat eye. I was showing. I took a picture of it last night. But here's my collection thus far. These are cat eyes, also called Shiva shells. And what they are is that it's that little trap door, that little security door, kind of like a bank vault door, of a spirally shell, like snails. And see, one side kind of looks a bit like a shark eye, and then the other side has your spiral on it. You can't see that. Yeah, you can kind of see the spiral. And my favorite shells. I've become pretty good at finding them. They're very dense, so they don't travel the same way as other shells. Because the shells travel. I mean, if you go to the beach one day and there's a huge pit of shells, the next day they'll be totally gone. Or, you know, a larger pit or whatever have you. They're constantly migrating. And the cat eyes, actually, where I find them the most is, yes, in the crunchy sand, which I call sand shell patches. Like when you're walking on the beach and there's like little piles of shells that get pushed up, I call that crunchy sand. And a lot of cat's eyes there, but also nearest, you know, like the plants that grow on the beach, those, for some reason, I find a lot of cat eyes in there, and you'll see them, usually I see them with the round end up, and they're really, like, after you find a few, you'll be able to find them everywhere. I actually even find them out here in the shell rock, the swamps and the shell rock, everywhere. Don't think I put that one in here, because I have a, but this one's my favorite. It's finally close to the top so I could grab it. This one is my favorite. I'm gonna try to zoom in. So it doesn't look like much. It kind of looks kind of gross. But see the spiral? It's the only one I have that's like turning black from age. I love when shells turn that gray color and then black. It's my favorite. Oops, it's my favorite. Oh. Well, while you're still up here, let me show. Adding charms to this necklace now, but not sure. Because I'm back making resin charms too. These ones are my favorite to make because it's like everything that I've grown or foraged in the last few weeks ends up in these. And it's really why I got into resin, because I could preserve the stuff that I find and grow. And I'm finally able to use the rosary peas. See that black and white seed? That is deadly. Deadly. Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube. If you eat one of these, you'll get deleted from existence. Your name will be no longer found in the mainframe. But yeah, for real, these are... If you've seen Blue Lagoon, I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. I know, like, there's... Okay, weren't they cousins? That's what I remembered it as. But when I was a kid, like when I was like 4 feet tall, I really loved that movie. Any movie that was on an island or archaeology or anything like that. Snappo had on Mummy the other day, and I haven't seen that in adult life at all. And that movie had such a grip on me when I was a kid, because, you know, it came out, and I was very young, and what was I saying? Trying to get, I just don't feel like making them with polymer clay. It seems like something that I just don't believe in myself enough to try to make Lily of the Valleys polymer clay, because I really want tiny ones, and I want really like strong ones, and so I'm trying to find Lily of the Valley beads. I tried to print some. Let's see how they look. Gonna have to drill a hole in it. I do have to grab that. The reason why I go for shells with holes in it is I'm just too lazy to dig out my drum roll. I don't have the right tip for the bits, and my craft shopping list is just too long, so I haven't been really getting any new bits for it, but I really want this one. It's a core. It's like a hollow tube diamond tip bit for Dremel, but that's, I guess, my best bet on drilling through shells and stones, because I really like making the beads with the rocks. I think they look excellent. And I've made a few buttons, but those sold long ago. But I could always make more. Especially if somebody wants buttons. I could dig my Dremel out for that. Buttons. Stone buttons. I have them in just about every size. I've been collecting those rocks since I was a kid, so my jar is quite full. And, see, this one, that's just some stuff from the beach, and some favorite JaimeLyn seed and some shell. I really like finding the glass. I haven't found much of it, but, ugh, my soul sings when I find a piece of glass. My soul sings when I find just about anything, but this one, I just really like how they're turning out. So I don't leave my desk. I'm just down to creep people out. This, yeah. And they look good together, in my opinion. These, I just wanted something that, I enjoyed making, regardless of how long it takes, because it is quite repetitious making this chain. But it's very sturdy, super worth it, and it's copper, so it's salvaged electrical copper. I just think it's so cool that electricity has flown through this wire and powered a house or whatever, AC units. The bangle I usually have on is from AC unit wire. And it was just a little, like a scrap of it, all mangled, gnarly. And I stripped that wire, and as soon as I took the rubber, it was the brightest, most beautiful orangey coral copper. It was really nice. I wanted to keep it, actually, so I could just solder it in place and make kind of like a Celtic torque necklace. I really want to make one. And, I wanted to make something with not only with the copper that I salvaged, but also the shells and stuff that I find, because beachcombing and swimming are the two things that, like, no matter what goes wrong in my life, if I have access to those two things, I'll be fine. Like, the world's falling apart, and I'm just... I'm very sad. I can't watch the news anymore. I really can't. I don't know how what leaked into the water that just like degraded the... I just don't understand. And there's some things that are happening that nobody's talking about. And it's making me feel like I live in a Twilight Zone episode. I've always felt like I live in a Twilight Zone episode. But now I feel like I accidentally got cast in a Twilight Zone episode. Because I miss the days where I felt like the weird one and the world felt normal. And I was just trying so hard to fit into this world and, like, you know. But it's like the whole total opposite. And it's crazy because, like, you know, I've been delving into conspiracies or rabbit holes my whole life just because, you know, reality's stranger than fiction, so I've never really been one to read much fiction. Like, there's certain people whose novels that, like, obviously I would always read. Like, I actually really want to read Gonzalo Lira's novels just out of curiosity. And, but, anyway, it's just to see everything, like, I was talking about the Paris Agreement, Agenda 30, all this shit, right? Years ago, and, like, my friends deadass said it was, like, that's crazy. And it's just wild to see. And I know a lot of people feel like that, because a lot of people spend a lot of time on the internet, and this is all on the internet. Clear as day. It's not like fringe websites, it's like legit.gov sites. And so I just want to go back to when I was just like, I sounded nuts rather than like feeling like everything else sounds nuts. I don't know. Because, it's very draining. Like, I could hardly think. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I like this bone though. Printed bone. I made a pair of earrings and they look so good. This big white plastic bone. And, like, I can't even. What do you think happens after death? Hello, AJ Buddy. There's a few like theories, and I often say, like, you know, we live once that we know of, because that's all I'm sure of, that we're here now. But I to be absolutely honest, like, my working theory is, because we all have one, is essentially as soon as we die, we're born again. Like, you know, like, as soon as we leave, it's, to me, if I were to visualize it, it's like, pretend like whatever drives these meat bodies is just like an orb of light, and as soon as, like, you die, that orb of light goes out, and then it gets sucked back. That's how I visualize it. And because nothing can be created or destroyed, yes, and, like, everything on this planet is from this, just being and exist. It's hard to put into words, but I do have a very clear picture and, like, my personal beliefs as they stand right now. And that's why I think, see, I grew up in Catholic school. I went to 10 years of Catholic school, and but in 5th grade I found a book on Buddhism, and then my mom told me that there's a Buddhist temple right down the street. So since 5th grade, or in 5th grade, I started going to a Theravada temple, and of course still having to go to church every week. And but from there I just kept church hopping, if you will. And to this day, I'll go to any service, I'll sit in any service, and volunteer so I could better communicate with the people there. Because schools of thought, I think that shouldn't be, like, separate from other schools of thought. I don't know what happened to it, and people weren't discussing things anyway. They just... I study religion out of just pure hobby, and pure interest and curiosity, and respect for every dang human on this planet, because I think we hold it pretty dang well for not knowing why we're here, how we got here, and, you know, for sure, like, knowing for sure. And theories are one thing, and but to know something for sure is something totally different. And that's why I say ignorance is bliss, and I don't mean, like, not learning anything and just, like, human feathering through life. I mean accepting that you don't know anything for certain, that's bliss. Like, and that's how I take ignorance as bliss. Because the more I learn, the less I know. And as soon as I start thinking I'm being confident and knowing something for sure, I'll try to look up the opposite of that reality, and then I'm quickly humbled. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And there's so many pieces I'm missing in every situation to, like, fully understand it, because life is very big. And, like, we wouldn't be here if billions and billions of people didn't, you know, get an inch further, die, then get an inch further, die, get an inch further, die. Like, just 100 years ago, the water was killing everyone. We were using logs made out of pine trees. And about 100 years ago, steam engines weren't even used in water here. I think the first use of the steam engine was in Pennsylvania, and because the water was killing everybody. It was a big city, and especially for the time, it was not easy staying alive, and it seems like it was like that through. That's why I'm jaded about certain things of the present era, like the seemingly like that it is. Like, it just seems like ignorance is a choice and everyone's choosing it. And I don't mean ignorant, because I know I'm ignorant in many things, but just, you know, I don't know what happened to, like, to original thought. And it's getting really, really dark to, like, maneuver, like, because I like discussing things with people and I like debating, but oh my god, there's so many like thought terminating cliches. It's just my least favorite thing in discussion. And like anything that terminates a thought is just, I don't get it. And I get in a lot of trouble because I like watching everybody. Any type of content I watch, especially to get a new viewpoint. And, but, I don't know. Something happened along the lines, like, people are really tense right now, I know that, and nobody's having easy. It just, really, like, is troubling to see, like, divide and conquer, because everybody knows divide and conquer is a tool used by any form of divide and conquer. That's like, I don't know, it's just such a part of human life. Human life is very intense. It always has been and it always will be. Especially if we're literally fighting each other every single day. I can't watch the news anymore. And, because I know what they're doing. They want people to hate each other. And, it's just, there's so many messed up things happening at all times. And, like, I learned that at a very young age. One of my earliest memories is being at just a regular family barbecue, waiting for my cousin to get there. And I talked to him on the phone, and he's like, oh, I can't wait to finally meet you. You know, we're out in the woods, but we're on our way right now. He never showed up because he was shot in the back of the head. Most of my family is very anti-gun, but I can't help but, you know, if he was armed, he'd be still here. And, that was in the 90s. And, yeah, news just makes a constant state of fear, 100%. And, like, every single news thing is, like, I don't know if my brain can handle it. I don't get it. And, like, it just, I feel like it really, this is, like, the first time it's actually felt like the world was falling apart. Because I've, you know, I'm an avid listener of Alex Jones. Like, I'm aware of corruption. Like, I like studying, like, the symbolism and, like, occult references. It's just, reality is stranger than fiction, and I don't watch a lot of TV. But now it's like half the time I don't know if my friends are serious, and like I don't know what to say, and it's just so hateful and negative, and I don't know how people can't see that. Like if you're starting to wish for someone to death and stuff like that, or if like someone's not giving an opinion like they're expecting, like I don't like walking on eggshells. I consider myself a very honest person and an open book, but like I called Serge Gainsbourg a weirdo on Instagram on a comment of him telling Eartha Kitt he wanted to F her. Like, no bleeping out, but my comment was removed, and they get this whole like long thing why my comment was removed, and like I can't click out of it, and it's every single time it feels like I comment on Instagram it's removed, and then I get this whole lecture. I don't care. Like I don't know. I kind of want to make another channel to just like crude the internet back up, because people are getting a little too trite, and it's so hard to navigate because I think we're pretty dang open population here in the U.S. and like I have a wonderful time talking to strangers all of the time. I love every human I've ever met. Besides my father, but that's neither here nor there. I love my father, but like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know what happened. And I could hardly scroll Facebook or anything anymore because, you know, people are so quick to end friendships and relationships because they don't agree with something. It's like, when did Big Brother win? They won, right? Like, where's some white shit? Yeah. That's what my biggest fear is right now, is a full-scale world war. And like, I tried to to talk to my friends about it, but it's like that's not their only worry is one thing, and I get like that, and but not everyone's well off and could like engulf themselves in the horrors that are taking place right now. Like, I will say, like, the people that I know personally that are, like, the loudest about, just, like, how everyone sucks, but they're, like, social justice warriors or whatever, are very well off. Like everyone I know is starving, living in their cars. Like, it's insane. God. If you don't have an opinion, good for you, because can't help anybody unless yourself is good. And my mind feels like literally the same. My brain, if I were to guess the texture of my brain right now, it would be that of a dry rotted rubber band. I like, sometimes I have half a mind to like come on here and like just talk about news and world events and stuff, but oh my god, it's gotten to a point that I'm genuinely speechless, and to be totally frank, very freaked out and absolutely terrified, because yeah, a nuke might blast through my window, but the everything that's happening, people like you and I, basic people that are just trying to exist, be happy, and I hate so much that when I say nowadays that I just want to be happy, I get like a feeling of guilt or something. Like, I don't understand it. And I don't know how anybody could function. I think people need to be a lot more patient with others, especially people that are really, you know, I do find it noble to be involved in, you know, politics or, like, the betterment of humanity, if that's, like, your true, like mission in your soul. But the people that get, like, the most are, like, just regular people. And, like, it's laughable. And, like, to think everyone's in the penthouse just, like, watching all the people on the ground floor freak out on each other. It's laughable in the worst way possible. Like, I'm so speechless, like, all I can do is cackle in a corner, rocking back and forth, because I'm genuinely, and I don't think I'm being dramatic. I try to not mention any of this, because I really do want, like, my streams to be just crafts and good times, but I am struggling wrapping my head around anything, and, like, feeling like I have to. No, 100%. And, like, whose history? Because I remember, like, going, even in school, I would look up, like, oh, okay, so we're getting to talk about this war. And when I was able to use the computer, I would look up, like, that same lesson from another country's point of view. And I remember gaining self-awareness at a young age because I was watching, my parents watched a lot of, like, 1980s movies and a lot of, like, war-themed stuff. And how they were talking about, like, the enemy, I think it was, like, Russia or China or something, in this hypothetical movie from the 80s. I was like, oh my god, when they make movies, is it, like, against the U.S.? And, like, stuff like that. So, at a young age, like, I try, like, to at least put myself in other people's shoes, even if it's on the other side of the world, because, I love this country, but it's becoming, like, a little humiliating. Just, I don't know. And, like, I study all cultures out of just curiosity, and, like, I didn't go to school for anything, and, or anything like that, and, like, I was already, for a long time, you know, get shit for being an American, and especially in, like, chat rooms, like, global chat rooms for language learning, but, you know, I make fun of myself all the time, never really got me down, but, like, the hatred for, like, whoever makes the decisions for, and that's why I hate. See, personally, I'm an individualist. I'm comfortable saying that now. I'm so concerned with the individual. The individual gets stamped out like they mean nothing. I don't care what people are doing at a desk. I really don't. Like, and that's why I have the deepest respect possible for all vets and all people. Especially vets, blue collar, and service people. I don't know what we'd do if an actual war broke out, though. People are already starving. And, so I am starting famine gardens, which they're really easy to, yeah, we're all human first. I just say, like, a bus stop, because a lot of my friend circle, like, you know, I love my friends dearly. However, we have very different worldviews, which is understandable. I see the world from my 8.5 size shoes, you know, crafty Floridian lady, whatever, and they see the world as something different, and that's beautiful. You can't, I think my uncle's quote on the back of his book is, you can't see a diamond looking at one facet at a time, and like we're all looking in different facets of the same diamond. The book is called Polluting Buddhism. It's actually exposing the NKT cult that's under the guise of Tibetan Buddhism. If it wasn't so fucked up, it would be hilarious, because just wow. They claim to hate Dalai Lama, this and that, and none of his books, no other books besides Kelsang Gyatso's books are allowed in their sects. If you're into cults or any schools of thought, including the odd ones, but they like emailed my uncle, and the email's in the book, how he probably wants to suck the Dalai Lama's titties. It's just so funny to me. And unfortunately, like any other cult, they prey on you know, apologies if anybody is in NKT. This is all, everybody has different opinions, and like I would love to hear what they would think of the Catholic Church. Like, everybody could criticize anything. We're human beings, we're data feeders. Pattern recognizing data feeders. Like, they want us to be fucking zombies so bad, and it's terrifying. All the medicine, all the big pharma party favors. I don't know what is happening. I'm actually fixing to call my mom's doctor because I gotta see the legalities on that, because I really want to film her reasoning and post it to get some opinions, because people are treated as guinea pigs here, and I just wish they didn't do that to my mom, because I'm not happy, and very not happy. And I've told this woman, asked her, like, does she have to be on all this stuff that's turning into her a zombie? She goes, oh no. Oh no. The fuck are you writing it on a piece of paper then? Like, am I wrong? I feel so hopeless, and like doesn't need it, but prescribes it. Doesn't need it, but prescribes it. That's literally, like, I won't step my feet into a damn office. No, I will take garlic shots or whatever. No, I'm just kidding, garlic shots. But I hate doing that whole fighting back and forth. Like, I'm not here to get a golden ticket to bring to CVS. I'm here just for basic life stuff. And, that's interesting. Hi, Christian. See, I was born in a Catholic family, and I was very, well, my family's not the most religious. And, like, my aunt is, which isn't my aunt, she's my godmother, and she's, used to teach at the school that I went to. And, I have to tell it, may as well tell it again. And in 2nd grade, they actually tried to kick me out of the school. 2nd grade, what could a 2nd grader do? Well, I thought I saw something in the sky. My dad told me that we weren't humans, that we were actually aliens, and God didn't create the world, aliens did. And I went to school the next day, the small little Catholic school that's been there since like the 30s or something. And I told them that God didn't exist and we were aliens, and then we created the world. They made me see a shrink. They didn't even make me see a shrink, honestly. They wanted to talk to my parents, but yeah, I didn't get kicked out. And yeah, that's another thing, is there wasn't evolution, and it was very strange, like, that, and I'm sure that's changed now, but as a kid they were really adamantly against that. And like, a lot of my book reports when I was younger and when I could still stand novels were Anne Rice novels. Anne Rice and Tom Clancy were like my two favorite. And it was just, what a trip. Like, that could get so quick. Because that's why I try to remain pretty dang casual in my beliefs, because I'm not certain about anything. So I'm definitely not that certain. But I've come to appreciate it in a different way. The art, Catholic and Tibetan Buddhist art, or Vajrayana Buddhism art, is, I think, some of my favorite art on this planet. All the symbolism and just fantastic art. I don't know. I guess I could say this because, like, I am Catholic, and, like, I'm raised in a Catholic family. Catholicism to me is paganism. There's so much ritual. And, like, the basic things, like in the Bible it says no man on earth is to be called father, yet the priests are called father. There should be no mouthpiece to God, yet we have the Pope. And, who is the mouthpiece of God? Like, that's what his thing is. And like, the Vatican is a whole nother, it's wild. And of course you got the dome and the obelisk. And I know pagan is an umbrella term. However, paganism to me, all it means, to me, I don't know if this is what anybody would agree with the definition being, would be either like pre-monotheistic religions or polytheistic religions. And like ritual, of course, I mean, yeah, the Pope. Yeah, the symbolism. I'm symbol obsessed. Wish I knew. I wish I didn't sound like such an idiot talking about symbolism, but it's one of the only global languages, and it spans through all time periods. There's a fraternity, if you will, or a society that's like the Masons. I don't know if it's a branch of them or what, but it's the Order of the Odd Fellows, and their art is awesome. It really is. And one of their symbols is like a chain with 3 links, and of course the eye and the beehive, which is also like found Masonic art a lot, which I also really like. The local Mason Lodge, which is where I would vote, is no longer Mason Lodge. It's now an Ethiopian church, which is really cool, and I really want to film it. I think the Masonic murals are still in the background, and they're really sweet there. And they hosted a lot of antique shows and old gun shows, old coin shows, and it was such a trip. They had a little altar in the center of this like courtyard. So the building was kind of like circular, and like there's all your offices. In the center was a courtyard, and there was a altar with the Masonic symbols, and all the filaments and all the lights had the G in it. This is so cool. Like, I love that place so much. And there's still little remnants, however. I don't think the dude's there. There's this one guy in particular, his name escapes me, and he's very sweet. And, yeah. I want to go to D-State really bad. And this, briefly talking about the water earlier, and what was in my mind was, in Pennsylvania, they have that water treatment plant. For some reason, Paramounts. No. Is it? No. Paramount. It's like a Roman. No. Water plant. That's Roman. I was like, why do I always forget what this is called? Water. The Philadelphia. Fairmount Waterworks. I want to go really bad to Magnet Fish. But Fairmount Waterworks is one of the first water centers, treatment centers in Philadelphia, I believe. Greco-Roman. Well, here's the front of it, but the view from behind is really nice because it's on water. Which also reminds me, I found the first, I don't know if the first, but I know it was the first Rosicrucians that came to America came through Pennsylvania, and they have a pyramid there, and it's in the back of, like, the Rosicrucians have a lot of stuff everywhere. They even have a church like 2 hours away. I really want to go to one of the public meetups, but I keep missing them. They have a pyramid, and on the entrance of the pyramid, it just says try. T-R-Y, try. I thought that was really cool. And, it's in Quakertown, I believe. Pennsylvania. People say, like, Apple products are very intuitive, but it goes against my intuition. Because I type, and then I'm gonna put that on Do Not Disturb. Just put it on silent. I love my mom, but as soon as I tell her I'm streaming, that's when she'll text me. She won't text me all day, and then she texts me a good 3 times to have fun on my streams. I keep trying to get her on a stream, but because, you know, life is short and her health is tanking, and I'm so exhausted that I haven't really talked about it at all. But she's just, it's my dad. He's just full-blown alcoholic and sits on the couch 24/7. All the windows are blacked out, and after coming out of a coma, she can no longer drive, and so I'm really trying to get every time I try to this, it used to be very easy to find a car, like cheap little beat up cars, like little 80s Cadillacs are my favorite, but it's been impossible. So right now I'm saving up for a Suron, and street legal dirt bikes. They're quiet, and I'm trying to find one that looks a little bit more legal, because they do look like dirt bikes, and they're street legal, but I don't want to get stopped all the time. I'm very shy, and I get really bad anxiety, so I can't imagine. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I went to Catholic school. The one time in my life I almost got arrested, not my fault or anything, and it was just wrong place, wrong time. I apologized and told them I went to Catholic school, and please don't tell my parents. Shit was funny. To be fair, I was like 16, so I don't have many run-ins with anybody, really. That's what another bonus says for crafters, because they don't leave the house much. There's a Crucian Pennsylvania pyramid. That's what it's. I love this little thing. It's I really want to show the entrance. try. Is that not so good? That's so good. That's so good. Yeah. I don't really mind losing hope too much, because it seems like when I lose hope is when I like find like true joy. Like I think that's one reason why Gonzalo is so near and dear to my heart, because he's the one who got me back in the garden. I was just scrolling and for live streams years ago, like 2-3 years ago, and saw his videos. I was like, whoa, dude, you're freaking me out. I'm gonna start growing food again. Now he's dead. I feel really bad. I just followed his dad on YouTube. I feel really bad for that guy. No parent should have to bury their child. I don't care how old they are, or what they said. Didn't do anything. Like, that's the thing. Everybody was wishing for this dude to stop, and I would ask him why. And they'd be like, well, he said this. He said something, and that's why you want him dead? Like, if that's not the scariest thing I've just ever witnessed. And, like, he wasn't anti-Ukrainian. He had a Ukrainian wife and 2 kids who are now fatherless because, like, of his basic war commentary. Like, basic. Just saying what he's, like, was observing. That's what happened. And I looked at and, like, I'm not anti-no one. Like, I'm literally a human being. I'm an individualist. Like, I know I could get along with anybody, like, because I like learning about other people, and I like other people. I like the fact that not everyone is the same. And, that's, I think, why I kind of, end up hanging out with so many people that, like, if you were to observe, be like, whoa, why are you talking to this person? They're, like, the polar opposite of you. Exactly. I want to grow, not stay stagnant. You know what happens in stagnant water? Can't drink stagnant water. Drink stagnant water and you're gonna violently shart yourself. But it's just, I don't know. I value differing opinions because that's, you know. Oh, I didn't look at all this stuff. Wow. The chat, I always forget to hit live chat because it automatically has top chat, and I can't stand it because half the stuff I don't see. And I love it so much. Thank you! I actually scored this at a yard sale, and I just grabbed it because turquoise. And then I looked it up, and it's some designer, and it's sterling. The designer is on it. It does not like hair. Or I should say, it really likes hair. Stephen Dweck. So, Stephen with the PH. DWECK. I couldn't believe I got for $1. And it's just in a big bucket. That's why if you stop at a yard sale, always look for scraps and stuff. I can't tell you how much gold I've gotten just from buying little boxes of broken jewelry. Even if there isn't gold in it, all the earring, like, backs, I found so much gold that way. I found a tiny little piece of broken gold, and it looked like gold to me, so I took it to the local jeweler, and he puts all scraps to use. He makes his own jewelry, and he actually will give you, like, twice the amount that anybody else would by weight, because he uses it. And $80 for a tiny little scrap, and it was just in a broken jewelry box. And no, the ego. That's my. I purposely humble myself a lot because ego. just always loves to make an ass out of the person that it's inhabiting. It's weird. But I have really bad, like, social anxiety, and I know that's not 100% ego, but, like, I get stage fright in front of people. Like, if someone was like, oh, Jamie was gonna tell a story and everybody, I would probably faint. Don't be real. And I tried getting over that by auditioning for a play, but this streaming actually has been brilliant for that. And but I want to get rid of whatever ego is left that keeps me from, like, dancing and singing, because I can't sing, but I can't sing like vibrato, and but that doesn't mean I can't sing. And I've written so many little songs, and I got notebooks full, and it's not really just helps me by getting a guitar. And it's like, I don't know why I just quit playing guitar because it broke. I have my acoustic that I usually, I would be playing every 2 seconds. Just knocked over one too many times in Florida, kind of dry rots wood. And it's like Gibson Hummingbird. So I don't want to fix it myself or try to fix it myself. That is my baby. And she's been broken for a long time. But I can't be too mad at it because Blue is the one who knocked it over multiple times. And Blue is my best friend I've ever had on this planet. He passed away 2 months ago, but still. And yes, garage sales. Even thrift stores have become just too expensive. Because I get it, but they're just, I don't know, I don't have the patience for them anymore. For little tchotchkes, because they don't really like holding that stuff, but for some reason, clothes, they just have lost their dang minds here. But yard sales have always been my favorite. This stuff is way cheaper, so like, a few bucks or a little change price, you can find so many treasures with stories. And it's an insanely good way to meet your neighbors. And I think the further we travel into the future, and that's going to become more and more important, knowing your neighbors. And I can write those at least. I'm trying to get back into writing because I really do want to start writing songs again, like folk songs. I think I'll be able to get some opinions, like slip some opinions and stuff in it, because I really do. I have opinions. They're always changing, but I hate the fact that I feel like I can't just say what I think. Like, I really can't. And like I was telling my friend that the other day, and he's like, "Oh, that's ridiculous." I'm like, thinking to myself, I'm like, his Facebook gets banned all the time. And like, my Facebook is linked to my little shop and like all this stuff. And like, I'm so afraid of losing pictures of Blue. And like, again, saying weirdo on Instagram, they took it down, and like, I had to get this whole, like, I took screenshots of it all. Yeah, and David, if you ever want to post any of your poetry on some tropical, I'm trying to get back into getting stuff online. Everything I have is in a notebook or on a scrap piece of paper, and definitely a scatterbrain. My friend the other day told me that I should get medicated for ADD, and I was like, "You think I have ADD?" And because I said I have ADD all the time, but like, I didn't think, other people saw it. And, but I kind of declined because, I've already self-medicated in a way with crafts. So if I can't focus on one thing, I have something immediately near, like, to focus on. And all my jewelry stuff, everything gets put together anyway. Like these little butterfly things. Or just a bunch of different crafts kind of put together. And if I really can't focus, I just like make something like this. It's very hard to wear. But I wear this when I have extra stock on me, so somebody will be like, what the hell is that? And I'll be like, I got more stuff. I am a merchant. Whoa. Hot screen is going up. The mosquitoes out here are brutal. I didn't think the sun was gonna come out today. Didn't go to the beach. I really, really want to swim. That's pretty much all I want to do. And that's the other reason why I'm trying to get a SIR on. Because currently, I mean, I'll be real. I have, I think 2 hours in my private pilot logbook. I was trying to get private pilot's license not too long ago. Not too long ago, it was a long time ago. I never got my driver's license. I've always lived on the coast. I've always taken bus, trains, planes, all of that, everywhere, taxis, and, yeah, I still take taxis. I don't know why. I feel I'm always, like, digging through bushes or, like, swimming or something, and, like, I feel too dirty to get in Ubers all the time, because I'll, like, be working outside and, like, want to go somewhere, and, it's just, it doesn't feel as, comfortable. And I feel like I can't touch anything because I don't want like someone to find sand on their seat and complain to the driver. So, and taxi drivers, I don't know. They always have like the craziest story, and you know, Uber's great. Uber's great, and it's just a little less casual. It's a little less casual, and like I take Uber if I like really need to make sure I'm going somewhere specific because it's all mapped. But I really like my cab, and thank you. The butterfly necklaces, all these resin pieces I have the mold for, so I really want to practice again so I can start making them into memorial pieces. My favorite. A friend of mine's brother, my friend, really horrific story. I think they made a little micros documentary or something on it. My friend, was gunned down by a flaccid idiot. And this is why, I fear people that can't produce original thoughts. Genuinely fear. Because I don't, like I feel like something is about, like a switch is about to be hit and like everyone's just gonna start attacking everyone else. I don't know, I'm really freaked out genuinely. But I like that if you can't, you're not gonna be able to see. Oh yeah, I love it. But I use metal in these, like you could see that like metal shaving. My friend's brother now has a shop where he makes all kinds of stuff like car parts, but also like clip extenders, silencers, all kinds of stuff. And I understand. I mean, his brother was gunned down, so I understand like his the products that he makes. Some people are like, oh my god, that's horrible. But it's like, no, it's very creative and it's skilled work. But I like getting the all of his shavings to incorporate them into the resin, because the metal it gives the same shimmer as glitter, but nothing goes to waste, and I think it looks really cool in it. And it could be titanium, brass. He works with a lot of different metals, and I still got a big old box of them, and I'm sure he's got a bunch ready. And he actually has a company called BDS Fabrications. Don't look on the Reddit. Found the Reddit and I was like, what the fuck? It's Florida, what can I say? We're all nuts in our own ways down here. It's it comes with the territory. And I didn't really, like, fully understand that until, I don't know. Life has, been a trip down here for as long as I can make it. My goal now is to make every second last a lifetime. And, it's just time is flying by, like, unnaturally fast. That's how it feels. Trust the doctors, wouldn't do anything to tell. Yep, exactly. Yeah, and, like, I'll be real, I'm so curious. I'm so curious to see if, like, I could benefit, from, like, a regimen, a prescribed regimen. However, I'm at a point in my life where I think the only things I want to consume is whole foods and water, which that's always how I've been my whole life. I like whole foods, and first is I always wanted to, like, my favorite show when I was a kid, and I still watch it, was Little House on the Prairie, and that, to me, that is fantastic. You know, whole potatoes, whole loaf of bread, whole, like, stews, and the minimum with the maximum return. I've always had just crap energy, and it wasn't until I started, like, using Ayurveda as a kind of guideline, because Ayurveda is the ancient Indian school of medicine. However, it's based on the individual, and I really like that. And it's dietary, it's more so preventative lifestyle, and it does feel unnaturally fast. For a few years, like, did we go off course in space or something, and we're, like, spinning faster? Is that possible? No clue, because something is I don't know. And, like, I'm always in my own little world. I really am. That's one reason I really like streaming, because this is, like, kind of the only way I'm able to bring people into that little world. Because for some reason my friends do not like being in my craft room. They say they feel like they're gonna knock something over, and can they be in the living room? Yeah, I thought we were gonna craft. I wish I could I knock stuff over in here all the time. But, have you read the book? Ooh. I have that book. What book? I'm trying to retrace what I said in the last few seconds. Time. Thank you for stopping by, AJ, and please do. You're always welcome back. I'm just at craft, so I rarely get to leave this desk, and it's I can't thank y'all enough for coming by and hanging out and having some thoughts. And got a bunch of projects going. You can also check out KYNTO, KYNTO. That's where, usually at the end of the night, because I make pixel art for it, and Snappo is actually the sole coder of it. Passion project from when he was 15. And it's about to be starting to be promoted. Also, I have a website called Subtropical Botanica, and anybody and everybody is welcome to put any information on there. And the book Little House on the Prairie, no, I have not. Oh, that's right, because Laura Ingalls is a real person. Oh, I gotta get the book. Oh, I gotta get the book. How did I not have the book? Laura Ingalls. Oh my god, that's awesome. Whoa. Linda Sue Park. Oh. I thought it was just suing a park, but the lady's name was Sue Park. That is so cool. It's been rewritten. Try to find cheap copies. Oh my god. The original is like $10,000. There's one on Abe Books for $7,500 and Etsy for $9,500 for the original. That's cool. Trying to get a hard copy, but no, actually I don't need it now. Long Lost Friends, for some reason this is reminding me of it. Long Lost Friends, or Powwowing of the Brauerei of Pennsylvania. It's called Long Lost Friends, and it's the old Brauerei folk remedies of Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Dutch, and really cool book. But if you look at the first edition, there was a full PDF online, and it was it has the Order of the Odd Fellows logo on it. I couldn't believe it. I love finding little things there. That's why I'm always so entertained, because the world is falling apart, and I'm just I'm feeling like Nicolas Cage in here. There's so many connecting dots, and sometimes I wish I wasn't such a bundle. And I just missed out on a book yesterday. It's 150 on one side, 175 on another. Florida Seashells. I found an original copy of this book I really am trying to find. There's not a lot of books in my area, which is Southeast Florida, Palm Beach County, and I'm really trying to find field guides, books, a few history books, but everything just skips right over this area. And I can find some plants in the Florida guidebooks, but for some reason, this I was born and raised in Lake Worth, which when you see the Bermuda Triangle on a map, the one of the points is Lake Worth, and but that little town is such a trip. Can't afford to live there anymore, but I'm hoping their plan fails, honestly, because they're developing all the way in the swamps, mass housing in the middle of the Florida swamps, on farmland that's been sprayed with God knows what for decades. Amazing. I cannot wait. I can't. I feel really bad for the people that got scammed into moving up there. And I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people that absolutely love it, love how dark it is out here and stuff like that. But the mass housing, what I mean by that means there's no yards. It's these little micro mansions, however you want to describe them, 0 yards, and of course your HOA, all that. This is an agricultural area, so they took out all the farms to put this mass housing with no yards. And they're selling properties that haven't even been built yet, and it's none of my business. Doesn't mean I can't talk to a little shit. It is one of the most idiotic things I've ever seen in the developing world. And I'm not as jaded as people would assume with developing. Some areas grow so large, but that they still don't have places to work in the area for their kids, or places to shop and stuff like that. I'm not anti-developing. Mass housing in the middle of the Florida swamps just doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to a lot of the people that are watching it happen and that live in the swamps. And then the other thing is they're coming out and they're complaining about everything, and they're getting a lot of stuff changed in their favor. And there's an agricultural area. Why move to an agricultural area and then complain about goats? And they're being raised for food that's so cruel. They need to put an end to that. I'm so spent. I hate coming on here and no, yeah, for real. And like I keep hearing things saying there's a housing crisis and there's not enough housing. This isn't helping that. These things are going for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then of course you're pretty much paying rent for the HOA and all the stuff that comes in with that, because it's like there's a ton of these going in. And one I saw on the news is Florida has just straight up turned into a city, and it's Florida's newest city. Westlake. It sounds like an institution. Like, oh yeah, no, we got in a fight and had to go spend 72 hours at Westlake. And they're putting this little community garden in. I looked up the plans and stuff. They ripped out the last orange grove to put this mouth housing in a little bitty community garden, so people know that the plants are important. Give me a break. I don't know where I fit anymore in this world, because with everything happening, I can't even navigate, and it's really intense, everything that's happening. And there is a Goodwill, the bins. Every time I go to Goodwill, for some reason nobody picks up the books. I have a whole bookshelf of books from the 1800s and early 1900s that are like 50 cents each, because the thrift stores don't like having stacks of books everywhere. And really worth stopping at thrift stores to look at the books. I remember finding with a friend's Confederate book, and it was missing the cover. Now, of course I picked it up because it was like one of those pay-by-weight thrift stores, and it was in a big pile, and I found both parts, and somebody paid like $200 for it, and it was all ripped up, but it happened to be a really old book. And I'm not in any way a book burner. I think all books are for a reason or something. I don't know. Not everything is online. It really isn't. And like when I'm studying like these weird little cultures and weird little traditions around the world, it becomes apparent. A lot of the stuff that I find readily available in the books, because I have to dig for the books, is not online. And that's one reason why I made Subtropical, to try to get some of the traditions online. But just kind of little scatterbrains. 1800s, yeah. And it's crazy to me that I'm able to find those here and still read them. I finally was able to get an issue of Morals and Dogma from 1919. And I haven't really read through it yet. I got it for the Egyptology and Curiosity, because yeah. But anytime I mention it in like book circles, I get a little attacks, because like it was like the guy was a Confederate, and but I don't care. He doesn't pay my bills. I'm reading it for a totally different reason, and stuff like that. I don't understand that whole thing, because I can't keep up with everybody's personal lives. Like, I remember last time I was talking to music people, I mentioned somebody, and every single person in the chat stopped what they were doing, seemingly to tell me how they couldn't believe that I was still listening to this person after what they did. And I was like, I don't even know what the singer's name is. Like, I just like the song. I love music, and I listen to just about anything. Like, I still can't get over Instagram. Instagram must be like reworking its like AI censorship thing, because weirdo, like a few things. I'm gonna grab some coffee real quick and grab the dog. I see the dog running around. It's all fenced in, but I just am curious how he got outside. I was supposed to be organizing, but can't find any good shelves. Every shelves I find are particle board, which is fine, but the stuff I need to put on the shelves is very heavy. Very heavy. found a used Washburn guitar on what is it? Guitar World? Something like that. And yeah, it's like a $500 guitar. I found it for like 100 and something. And I had a Washburn, and I gave it to my dad because he said he wanted to learn how to play. And gave him the Washburn because I only had 2 acoustics, Washburn and my Hummingbird. I wasn't gonna give him my Hummingbird. And made the biggest deal about it because he looked it up and said it was only worth $100 and he refused to play it. So he also refuses to let me play it or even see it. I got a sneak peek of it, and there was no strings on it. And yeah, then he will give it back, so I don't get it. And we went to the beach the other day, all of us, and it was raining, so I couldn't really do a lot of beachcombing, and I wasn't able to swim. But I grabbed a bunch of the crunchy sand to sift here, just like to feel like I'm at the beach. And I'm gonna put it back. Snappo, it's like, I actually like digging through this. This is really like meditative. And I was like, yeah, there's probably gonna be a lot of stuff in it. It's unsifted crunchy sands. And I found some cat's eyes. And I was like, what if there's a shark tooth? Poor dude's been looking for a shark tooth, like, really hard, and I found a shark tooth in it. So, I doubt he's gonna see this, but I'm gonna put it back in the sand thing so he could find it. Everyone deserves to find a shark tooth, even if it's in a box of unsifted sand. But it's such a nice one. I actually don't find many shark teeth. Oh, all my shells are outside. It's like, but I don't find many shark teeth. And when I do, they're usually quite small. I put one in this. Up here. You can see the size difference. I usually find quite small ones. There's also a moth in here. And this one has, it's kind of gross. A friend of mine had a bug zapper and a farm out in the swamps, and it had a lot of different species. And she just she knew I did resin stuff, so she gave me a jar full of these fried. I was wearing gloves or whatever, and I used tweezers, but the dots around aren't dots. They're heads. And there's even a different species, and they're all little faces. Not a moth. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I like putting all nature that I come across in resin because it's able to be preserved forever. And I really like using wings and other things. And I don't yet have this. You use a chemical to treat the butterfly wings to keep it. Yeah, and I got quite a few shark teeth still, and then plus I'm just gonna buy on eBay a bag of the black shark teeth. Those are my favorites, and I only have one megalodon. It's just a fragment. It's an imperfect one. Like, I think someone. It's really nice. I believe it's from Peace River. But the person who found it, or the person who owned it is no longer with us. So it was a guess. It was very heavy, and it's very. I really want an intact one. It's so cool. But Peace River is a really good spot here in Florida for megalodon teeth. I don't have many fossils, but I do have this. I'll just call it a terabyte. When I was a kid, I was really into archaeology. And this lady would swim in her pool, and she would throw, like, crystals, fossils, all kinds of stuff in the water for me to find, and, like, act like I was finding them in nature. Her husband was an archaeologist and a geologist. And it was just a lady my dad did. My dad does sprinklers, irrigation. And I have one of these. I think I got this at a yard sale. Pretty neat. I like that gray. I keep saying, what time is it? Oh, okay. I haven't been outside once today. And Peace River. Peace River is here in Florida. Really cool spot. Beautiful. The water feels really nice. And there's a beach called Casperson Beach that's known for a lot of shark tails, or shark teeth. But Peace River, you can find megalodon teeth, a lot of fossils. And there's another spot that I really want to check out called Fort Drum, like a drum. And they have calcite crystals, and they grow them in the fossils. So it'll be like an ancient shell with like big calcite crystals. There's not a lot of crystals to be found here in Florida, but that is one of my number one spots I want to check out. But Peace River is worth looking up. It's kind of in the center of the state, and like Arcadia is a good spot to enjoy. The river spans like a while, and we got a lot of good rivers here. One of my favorite Florida myths, other than the barefoot mailman, which is a myth, neither of them are myths, is Trapper Nelson. Trapper Nelson was this like 6'5", like I don't know how tall he was. He was very tall, and was in the Florida swamps, and he trapped gators, big animals, and it pretty much had his own little zoo out there. And that's the spot I really, really, really want to check out. And you take, I think, Indian River to get there. And Trapper Nelson, really cool dude. And he was actually shot. The legend goes that he was quite a ladies' man, and one of a smitten woman's husbands went out there and. Yeah, so Trapper Nelson is a really good one. I'm going to try to lay in the sun some, and I see Snap was trying to get some stuff done, and I gotta offer hands because I really want to get back outside. Last 2 days it's been a little rainy, so I get into crafting, but then I noticed sunshine, and it's out there. Happy trails. Thank y'all for stopping by, and I'm sure I'll be on the stream later. I'm trying to stream more and more. Again, I really want to stream reading. Reading out loud is something I really want to practice getting good at it again, because it seems like I just fumble over the words now. And so got quite a few books, got a ton of books, and just about every subject. And maybe I'll try to do my first poll on what book I should try to read out loud, because ancient Egyptian little folk tales would be nice, and anything, poetry would be really nice to practice that. And I read out loud when I read by myself outside, but for some reason in front of people or on a stream I just fumble. But practice makes progress. Always. Thank y'all, and there's links in the description for various projects. Definitely scatterbrain. But happy trails, and I think that's it. I'm just kinda I found this scallop shell. I like the old ones. I still have some of its color. Can't wait to add that to one of these guys. I really do like how they look together. Organize my shells. Found Ziploc full the other day, and lots with holes because I really do want to send out thank you gifts. Figure out a way to do that because I think a Florida seashell is something that everyone should have. Happy trails. What do those? Is there anything else? Oh, yeah. I do have, I'm back on resin, so I don't know if you could see, but in the crucifix, his head, or face, is a cat eye shell. His body and arms are barnacle spines. And I could do this just about every way. And I got onks. I'm still looking for more, how do you say it, more molds, because when you have a mold, you have it for life, and I constantly remake. I also have the Sailor Moon stick pendant, daggers. I really like the daggers. I can put anything in them. I really want to get back practicing with different fibers so I could start incorporating people's pets or, you know, to not sound too crude, but pieces of loved ones. And, I really love the resin because you could encapsulate absolutely anything in it. And, yeah, so on that note, happy trails. Oh, if anybody is on Modern Warfare 2 or 3, please feel free to add me. I think it would be so great. I'm kind of losing my passion because Snap only wants to play sometimes. Walter doesn't have Modern Warfare 3. He only has 2. For some reason, I'm like no good at 2. But if I'm playing with others, I like strategizing, and it's very fun. And yeah, so happy trails.